see, a book that I would recommend. I just finished a great book called The Department of Speculation. And I'm blanking on the woman's name. I think it's Jennifer. Last name is you can Google it. The Department of Speculation. It just came out. And it's a wonderful piece of fiction. It's very abstract. It's sort of it's not linear, and it's really cool. So if you're brainy and you like weird books, this is the one for you. I wish I knew her last name.
Sounds interesting.
The last movie that I saw was the Grand Budapest Hotel by Wes Anderson, and I thought it was so amazing and wonderful. I'm so spoiled because I went to a matinee. I was only one other person in the theater. I had my popcorn. I laughed out loud so many times. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, I just think his movies are really wonderful.
I just recently downloaded the new War on Drugs record, and I think it's gorgeous. And I haven't been listening to a lot of guitar music. I've been listening to a lot of pop music and electronic music, and I think it's a really beautiful record, and it sort of pulls on my heartstrings because it sounds a lot like classic rock records that I really liked, like Tom Petty, and you know. But if you like new stuff too, like The National and more like traditional, like today's indie rock, I think it's like a good bridge between kind of the old rock and the new rock. It's a great record.
We were just talking about The Americans on the way here. I haven't watched season 2 yet, but we're like big, I mean the whole spectrum, like, you know, the like sort of like intelligent stuff to the kind of silly and salacious stuff. So everything from Scandal, Nashville, and Parenthood to, you know, shows like The Americans, or you know, in the past we've just become really obsessed with stuff like The Wire or The Sopranos, like really thoughtful, kind of deep stuff. But then Sarah also got me obsessed at the beginning of this record with Happy Endings, and it's just like a very quick, bright, intense, sarcastic, funny show, but just really, really smart, you know.
I mean, working backwards, last weekend was a career highlight. We were at the Canadian Junos, which is sort of like the Grammys, and we've never won a Grammy or a Juno. Actually, we've never really won anything. We got a best haircut once from a radio station.
We won a West Coast Music Award.
That's true, that's true, but that was almost 15 years ago.
Yeah.
So it's been a long time, and last weekend we won 3 Junos, so that was a career highlight for us, and not just because we won, but I think it felt like a very the acknowledgement from both bands and the industry. To have our records nominated has always been an honor, but to then have them, you know, to win those categories somehow felt like it was a long time coming, but also like very satisfying, because I think we feel so proud of this record, and it's been such a significant one in our career. So last weekend I would put as my number 1.
My number 1.
Yeah.
Number 2.
I mean, when we're on tour, I always feel like I need to have a queue of books and, you know, things that I can read when we're traveling, or like I need to keep my brain stimulated. Sometimes tour can be a lot of travel, a lot of just hanging around, and I like to not feel bored. So if like last night, for example, I read 2 books on our travel in the last week, and I was out of books, and I did a lot of research so that I could have a queue lined up of things that I would be excited to pick up my e-reader and look at. So that's my go-to, and I can't live without coffee either, so a book and a coffee.
Right now, right in the middle of sort of organizing what we want to do, we'd love to do like a special re-release, you know, with a lot of content from around that time. And, you know, there was a lot of people who supported us during that record, but there's a lot of new fans, and we want to absolutely help them to discover that record. So and we're slowly learning. We know most of the songs off that record with our new band, but maybe even this afternoon we might have to dig into a couple. So we try to utilize our soundcheck time to learn some of those songs. I don't know, it would be kind of cool to do some special shows where we just play that record, but that record was also only like 37 minutes, so I don't know. We probably will do some interesting things. We've got a list of things going. I hope most of them happen. There's some good ideas on the table about how to celebrate that record.